Welcome to Black Royalty Success Digital Media TV.
Check this out.
Good work progress to be
Check
made.
it out.
Service. There's a deadly shooting inside that man's home, and right now, police are working to sort this all out.
And our Megan Shin joins us live in Green Tree. Megan, a lot of questions remain here, and if there is a connection.
This is Street Knowledge, Street News.
David and Lindsay, a lot of questions indeed, but I'll tell you what we do know. According to the criminal complaint, Pennsylvania State Police say that Bernard Polite, 26-year-old Bernard Polite, is charged with multiple charges, including aggravated assault and attempted homicide. They say that he pulled a gun inside of Jesus's dwelling place church shortly after 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and police say Polite attempted to shoot Pastor Glenn Germany while he was delivering a sermon. Now, video shows the moment the pastor found himself staring down the barrel of a gun. The gun didn't fire. Deacon Clarence McAllister then tackled Polite to the ground. Pastor Germany says he spoke to Polite while he was in police custody, and the pastor says Polite apologized to him, so Germany forgave him. But keep in mind, this all happened in front of the pastor's 14-year-old daughter.
It was like, this is not happening. And I thank God, because only God stopped and jammed his gun. This guy was just dealing with spirits, he said, and he came in and he wanted to shoot somebody.
Pastor Germany says Polite faces mental illness. Now Germany is hoping to use the story to stress mental illness is real. Shortly after this unfolded at the church, though, police made a discovery at Polite's home. Officers from the Eastern Regional Mon Valley Police Department were called about a shooting along Stokes Avenue around 8 last night. And when police arrived, they found a man shot to death inside of the home. The victim in this shooting has not yet been identified, and it's unclear if Polite is responsible at all for the shooting inside of that home on Stokes. And we do know that the Allegheny County Police Department is leading the investigation into that deadly home shooting. Live outside of the Allegheny County Police Department in Green Tree, Megan Shin, KDKA TV News.
In the ashes of this rural home, Russian authorities made a gruesome discovery. The charred corpses of 4 relatives who'd been stabbed to death. Down the street, 2 more bodies were found. This Russian state media report said it didn't take long for police to identify 2 suspects behind the mass killings. They're both career criminals, well known in the village.
He hardly ever left prison, serving a total of 17 years. He'd only recently been released.
One of the men had been freed as part of Vladimir Putin's policy of pardoning prisoners who fight in Ukraine. Igor Sofonov was serving time before he signed up for the war. He survived and returned to his hometown, only to be arrested again. President Putin claims convict soldiers are unlikely to cause issues if they return to the community. But the data says more than 90% of prisoners reoffend.
These are people who have no combat experience, but they are not afraid of blood. They have already most often committed some violent crimes.
The policy is causing increasing issues in Russia as violent criminals return. Among them is Denis Gorin, who was serving decades behind bars for killing 4 people and eating one of his victims. Nikita Semyonov is another. He was jailed for murdering his father-in-law and is now back in his hometown, touring schools as a war hero. Those who knew his victim are angry.
The fact that this man was in prison made us happy. Then we heard rumours that he was going to free himself through the war. We were just really hoping he would die there.
The policy is also causing issues on the battlefield, where some former prisoners believe they're being sent on missions they can't survive.
The orders they gave us were so crazy we shouldn't have followed them. We think they're basically getting rid of us.
A problem sets to get worse as the war drags on.
Thank you
Riley
for your
Stewart,
support.
ABC News.